So this first part we're going to talk through is more primarily the next-gen home buyer, some stats around, what they're going through, how they're going through it, and then we'll transition into how FinLocker helps support these consumers primarily. So let me go ahead and put this into present mode. So the next-gen home buyer, obviously, why should we care? Well, we got to understand the changing landscape, and really it's these individuals that are coming in right now that are going to make up the largest portion of home buyers, right? They're the ones that are going to be changing the way home buying is seen in the next 5 to 10 years. They're going to be a primary result of the leads that we're getting, how we're going to help support those individuals. And when we talk about who they are, once again, the ages of 18 to 44, they're the largest demographic entering the housing market. But more specifically, they're kind of the first group to be digital first, the first group to be built around apps, the first group to be looking for information on the web. And also their trust is shifting, right? They're really trusting their friends and family for home buying information. And also they're getting their information somewhere different. And I think that's a really important piece that we need to hit on. But their desires remain the same, right? They still desire home ownership. 95% of them, and this is based off of the NextGen stats that we were pulling from their home buyers report, but they still desire home ownership. And that's really important because I've heard from some loan officers, some agents that are saying the next generation is still, very specifically wanting to rent. And that's just not the case. They do desire home ownership, but they need a little bit more support there. And what's really blocking them, well, affordability is obviously a big one, but it's this limited financial education that I think is important. 82% receive little or no formal financial education in school. And I think that's a really big piece of what we are here to help support here at FinLocker is this guide of being able to give financial education because they did not receive it while they were in high school, while they were in college. But how are they getting this information now? Well, 66% of these next generation home buyers are actually going to YouTube for their source of home buyer education. That's huge. That's never been the case before. And so we're seeing this need for information on YouTube increase. We're seeing the use of social media increase, but we're also seeing the increase in these financial fitness apps. These apps that help them track their spending, giving them financial literacy. So there's all of this need for digital access. And what we're finding is agents and loan officers specifically need to move into this digital age, need to start getting content out on YouTube, need to get onto social media, and more importantly, need to offer some sort of financial fitness app because a primary of their leads today are wanting this information, needing this information, and FinLocker helps support that. And more importantly, we can build trust. We can build confidence. We're building trust by letting them see our face over and over again if we're utilizing YouTube and social media. But we're also building trust by giving them something of value, something that's going to actually support that consumer into purchasing that home. And we're also building confidence in our team because we're seeing within this app, the loan officer and the agent working together as a group. So I think one of the big problems, and one thing that I always hear from agents is that most of these leads are just not worked properly. We look at those leads that are ready to go, we move them, we show them homes. If we're a loan officer, we pre-approve them, pre-qualify them, put them through the application process. But what about those leads that take a little bit longer, a little bit more nurturing? I think the problem that we see today is these drip campaigns. We've leaned so heavy on drip campaigns to try and show value, but it's hard because that's a mass email going out to a single customer and it doesn't pertain to them. I like to say it like we're sending barbecue recipes to vegans, right? But we need to find a way to actually help with these individuals because we're missing that long-term opportunity. And so the solution is FinLocker. It's a system for long-term engagement, trust, conversations. It's really being able to turn those buyers that are not right now, they're not ready, they have some work to do, into a let's work together as a team and move you into a position in which you're ready to purchase that home. We're not losing leads. We're not wasting dollars if we are purchasing leads, if anyone here is purchasing leads. We're also not wasting dollars, or excuse me, wasting social media opportunity. And that's where FinLocker comes in. So what we've done, my elevator pitch, is we've combined multiple tools that you guys have all heard of today: Credit Karma, Zillow, Rocket Money, all of that feature functionality wrapped up into one location. For agents, there's no way of selling this data. They're not sold off to the highest bidder. They can't find a new loan officer. They can't find a new agent. They're safe and secure within this ecosystem. What's important for the consumer is there's no marketing. So we're not here to push them over to a credit card or a personal loan. We're not here to deter them from the overall goal of owning a home. And the process is simple. The process goes, the agent sends out the registration link, the buyer signs up. Once the buyer signs up, the buyer gets the app. That app builds trust by asking them specific questions and tailoring the app specifically to that buyer. The agent, you see progress. So you see how that consumer engages with the tools that you've provided, started to search for homes, you get notifications, and it's co-branded. So it's going to also show your partnership with the loan officer. So it has your face, it has the loan officer's face, it has points of contact so we can reach out directly to you, your phone number. All of this is as easy as 1, 2, 3, right? The registration link, it's unique to you as the agent. So you copy this link, you can text it, you can email it, you can create QR codes, Canva templates that we've already created that you can bring to open houses. So there's a lot of ways that you can get this out in front of the community. But it's as simple as consumer clicks the link, signs up, has access to the app. An agent, you get access to what they're doing. This is a quick overview, so we'll just take a quick walk.
Here's how a consumer would use your FinLocker-powered financial fitness and home ownership app. With FinLocker, monitor your credit score, review your report, and simulate improvements to move closer to home ownership. The Home Ownership Snapshot delivers a personalized mortgage readiness assessment and action plan, customized for your goals. Explore homes, save your favorites, and assess how they fit your financial goals right inside the app.
Awesome. So just a quick overview. We'll go over more of these details here shortly, but a good understanding of what this app does. And it's a good point to note that we also have consumer-facing videos that we've created that you guys can utilize. Now, we're looking at before, right? Not ready leads. You agents have limited bandwidth. There's maybe wasted marketing dollars or maybe even wasted marketing time that we're spending to pull these leads in. But now we can have a different implementation. We can introduce this app as a buyer readiness app. We can co-brand with our loan officers, and it has automated follow-up throughout this entire process. Your consumers, your clients will get notified as their credit changes, as the market shifts. So things like that will bring them back to the app. It's that automated follow-up that pertains exactly to what they're doing, not just, hey, how are things going, or what are you doing? It's exactly what that consumer is doing within the app. And now once that's completed, we have ready buyers. We have engaged agents, of course, right? And you guys are having more closings throughout everything that we're doing. And the buyer feels empowered and supported, which is incredibly important, especially right now. These younger generations, they want to take things at their own time, and they want to feel like they're doing it, right? They feel empowered to do this, and they don't want to have to go to a different point of contact to figure out their credit situation and a different contact to work on budgeting or software settings. So we could do everything in-house. And as the agent, you guys stay in the loop. And you don't have to chase for updates, just like I was saying. Reaching out, asking them, hey, what are you doing, is no longer needed. Now you can actually reach out with something of value because you know what they're doing. And of course, we talked about it, building trust by showing these consumers that you guys are working as a team, the lender and the agent. A couple case studies that we go through. The results for Min within the first 30 days. Now, all these stats, he is a viral loan officer. So we have a couple different case studies. one showing the viral side, but other sides showing, specific individuals. But within those first 30 days, 3,300 individuals added to his database. But the big thing is the 30 purchase closing. And for some of the loan officers that are on the call today, the 12 referrals to realtors, being able to have a lead to an agent and say, hey, here is someone that's ready to go because we work together as a team. Kyrie really focuses on the homebuyer class. And this is something I think is incredibly important right now, is being able to put on either a virtual or in-person homebuyer seminar where you can talk to these individuals about the importance of becoming financially fit, understanding your credit score. If you're a loan officer, if you're an agent, doesn't matter. Think about the power of being able to put on this class, show value, but now you have something that you can provide. When I hear of loan officers that are putting on classes, I always immediately ask, what do you do after the class is over or before the class ends? And a lot of the times I hear, oh, we capture their email address and then we put them in a drip campaign. Well, imagine if you didn't have to put them in a drip campaign. You were able to have all these buyers that are at this seminar download the app. They are now working towards home ownership and you guys are updated as they're progressing. It's a very powerful tool. And we also have Darren, a single loan officer who's working with his agents. And he is closing deals here. I think we heard 5 deals. This says closed 3 deals directly. We heard today he's up to 5 deals now, all from partnering with his agents, being able to provide value and moving leads from someone that's not ready or not yet to ready to go. So our buyer vision, our buyer readiness app, it builds trust between agents and lenders and the buyer. And we keep you agents top of mind throughout the journey, right? And the ability for you guys to convert more leads into closings. We went over this screen here. But what I think is really important is kind of understanding the use cases of Key Steps, of FinLocker. What's important, the up funnel side of it, right? Those early journey first-time home buyers that are not quite ready. Someone that has come to you and has said, I want to start the first-time home buyer process, but I don't know where to start. I know I don't have great credit or I don't have the savings to do so. We don't need to throw them into a lead nurturing campaign and give them feedback on how they can actually get to that point. What we can do is now say, oh, okay, great. Thank you for coming to me. I've got a fitness app that's going to help move you along this journey. Help by giving you feedback on your credit score, on your budgeting, and now we can start working towards purchase. For loan officers, of course, like the idea of the mortgage turn downs, right? Someone has come to you and is not ready, and you've had to turn them down. And that no could really hit that individual hard, so hard that it might derail them for quite a while. But as an individual, what we can say is we don't have to say no anymore. We just have to say, hey, not now, but we can help. And anyone, loan officer, agent, utilizing lead acquisition through social media, the CTA of download your free financial fitness app is incredible. Because if you think about anybody that's utilizing social media today, what kind of call to action do you have? And the only call to action is apply now for a lender. For an agent, it might be like meet up with me for a meeting. 2 needs that aren't addressing what that consumer ultimately wants. And so what we can do on social media is instead of going for that hard close of meet with me or apply now, we can actually say, hey, we've got value. Here's our app. You could download it. The link is in our bio, allowing for those individuals to interact with you, but once again, doing so at their own pace. And all of this is happening at the same time as being able to nurture your current homeowners or current clients. Agents being able to provide a tool that will ultimately turn that client into a client for life. They're able to track the value of their home. They're able to link a live mortgage. So it's the ability for them to come in here and utilize this tool, even post-close, and knowing who's providing this tool so that when we're ready to transact again, we're reaching out to our agent, we're reaching out to our loan officer because they're a team on the app that I'm utilizing. Consumers are supported across their entire home ownership journey. So when a user first gets into the app, we're going to ask them a series of questions. We're going to say, hey, where are you in the home ownership journey? And what are your goals out of utilizing this app? And so they answer these questions, and we build out a customized step-by-step guide for each individual consumer. So when they first get in here, they don't see 100 different things that are going to throw them off, or they're going to look at it and say, whoa, this is way too much detail. We break it down as simple as, here are some questions. Let's see where you're at, and then we can help support you. That individual can then check their mortgage readiness. So they can go in here and start to manually enter in the information that pertains directly to them. What kind of down payment do they have? What type of interest rates are they looking for? They can come in here and see where they stack up against the basic guidelines for mortgage approvability. And that's what this 4-star system is. So this is based off of their information. They're seeing where they stack up, and we're going to be grading things on like cash to close, DTI, employment history, credit score. As they hit a milestone, they receive a star. Once they have all 4 stars, boom, push notification goes out so that that individual can start to move towards an actual application. And we always create an action plan. So based off of where they're at, let's say this individual is missing a star in credit, we give them an action plan, tracking their credit health, running a simulator where they can simulate different action items. We give them educational material, like taking control of their credit score. And we're going to connect them with the lender at this point, that individual that you're partnered with, to help support them on their credit journey. The track and improve your credit score. So if you recall on that previous screen, the data that we're getting can either be manually entered, or they can enroll in the features that we have. One of those features is the credit feature, where they can track their score. They can get real-time credit reporting, and it also includes monitoring as well. So if something negative hits my credit score, a push notification goes immediately to that consumer, driving them back to the app. If this score were to change by 10 or more points, positive or negatively, another push notification goes to that consumer, driving them back to the app. These scores change or update every 7 days. We also give them the ability to run simulations on their current credit report, doing things like opening accounts, closing credit cards, changing balances. They can even add on-time payments or let a card go into collections. You name it on the simulator, the consumer can do it and start to understand what it would take to reach any type of goal that they have in their system. The other thing is, as I'm progressing through this, if I do have any specific questions, once again, it's that ability for us to contact the individual that's going to help support us. So if you think of like what Credit Karma does, it might give them a score, but there's really no one for that individual to talk to. And more importantly, Credit Karma's shooting them over to opening up a credit card, right? Because that's where they make their money. And that's just not happening. Consumers can connect their financial accounts. So if anyone on this call has utilized Rocket Money, other type of personal finance managers, a lot of this might look familiar for you. The ability for these consumers to track their assets and liabilities all from one location. What they can do is they can come in here and review their financial accounts. They can find any banking institution they're working with. They can look through credit unions, small regional banks, large banks, Fidelity, a bunch of other financial institutions, where they can get a good picture as to the assets and liabilities that they do have, credit cards included. And then what we do is we harvest transactional data and we package it up for these consumers in the form of a spending habits report. This is where they can see the dollars that are going, moved on without clicking the next button. This is where they can see the dollars that are leaving their account, where they're going, how they're getting there. They can even look at the past 3 months of spend to see trend lines and understand where we need to start budgeting and where we can start setting goals. We do have a budgeting software in here as well, where they can come in here and tell us that we want to track all of our spend for fast food. They can also come in here and say that we want to start saving for that down payment, so we can start to support these buyers long before they come to the transaction table and say, hey, I don't have the funds to do so. We can actually help support them there. And we talked a bit about the tracking of your home equity, but this is where they can get the value of their home, view the equity that they've built up. They can link a live mortgage here, track that mortgage. They can see their interest rates versus what's available currently. So what we're doing is we're really giving them a nice understanding of their entire financial picture. And they can access their financial summary. And once again, this is across their entire database, taking a look at net worth, debt to incomes, their savings, assets, liabilities, all from one dashboard. And once again, across their entire banking institution. I can say I've got mobile apps for all of my banks, but I have to go into each one individually to understand what my entire asset and liability picture looks like. What's cool about FinLocker is the fact that I can come in here and see everything all from one spot to get a good picture as to where I'm at. And for you agents out there, the access to our home search with AI tools, keeping these consumers off Zillow, off Redfin by providing a tool that no other company that I've seen has. And it's the ability to search with AI. Consumers can adjust their target price, their location. As soon as an individual starts a home search, by the way, you guys get notified immediately. So you know that Adrian has started a home search. The home search and AI side is absolutely incredible. It's the ability to read the MLS, great, that's there. But what I can do on the AI side is I can start to really drill down into the home that I'm looking for. I hear from agents all the time how they have incredibly picky customers. Picky to the fact of like they're looking for a kitchen with an open floor plan. They're looking at a bedroom that's on the first floor because their parents are coming to move in with them. All of that can actually happen with this AI program. So we can tell it, hey, I'm looking at a bathroom. A sauna or steam room has to be included. And what happens is the algorithm is going to read that image, analyze the search, track all the information that's provided in the listing, as well as read the images. And what it does is it publishes a search image first for those individuals to see. And now we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of our search. We could favorite these homes. Those homes can automatically be updated onto our app. We could track if that home were to sell, if the price of that home were to drop, push notifications go to those consumers. And for the loan officer, for the agent, what's important here is the fact that you guys don't have to worry about this data being sold. So it's a safe, secure search platform where we're not going to sell that lead off to the highest bidder. And we talked a little bit about the access to the home search, but the more so the ability for them to favorite these homes and that automatically showing up in their property search here. So we can see all the homes that we favorited. We can get listing updates directly to our phone through push notification as a consumer. We can get readiness assessments run basically based off of the home that they're favoriting, showing them what an estimated monthly payment may look like, breaking down the down payment as well as any interest rates that they're taking a look at. They can save multiple properties and access it very easily just by entering their app.
Adrian, you mind if I add something right on this?
No.
So, for the realtors on the call, this isn't about replacing your search platform. What you're doing in your day-to-day business, keep doing that. What we're talking about here is bringing people in that need help in other areas. The credit aspect, the finances, seeing where they're at, some communication with their loan officer to get them to a pre-approval stage. And so what we've put search in there strategically, so when they are using all of those finances, they have an outlet for search, which then notifies you, and when they're ready, you can bring them into your normal daily process. But we're bringing them in, not leading with property search, but it is an outlet there. And as Adrian mentioned, it's fully protected. When they're searching there's no pay to play. There's no other, hey, find this Redfin or Zillow agent. It's all just a contained search. So think about it from that perspective as these people, a lot of people that are not ready to really, really search. When I say really search, like they couldn't transact tomorrow if they wanted to. So just think about it from that.
Yeah, great point. And we know where those individuals are living and breathing right now. And you kind of touched on it, is if they're not really, really ready to search, they're still on Zillow. They're probably on their daily. And this is to kind of remove them from that temptation. One thing I think is really important, and we talked on this in the beginning, was sending out mass emails to individuals that are not based off of where they are in a journey. And because we understand where that consumer is based off those questions, based off the information they've provided, we do persona-based communications. So email journeys that directly reflect where that consumer is. So we can give credit score updates and alerts like we talked about. Those are push notifications going to the consumer. Property value updates every 30 days. They're getting a home report that's coming into. But these goal-based objective journeys, as well as their onboarding journeys, are all based around information that they're providing. This onboarding journey is like when we ask them, where are you in the home ownership journey? Are you ready, getting ready, overcoming challenges? Based off of that information, we send out emails that pertain directly to that journey tag. And as the agent, you guys are going to get alerted. You're going to know as soon as an individual has registered for the app. If a user selects ready to buy, which is one of those journeys we were talking about, you guys get an immediate notification. If a user searches for a property, you guys get an immediate notification. If they favorite a property, if they enroll their property for evaluation, you guys get notified. The user can also send an email directly to you because there's a contact your agent tab right here where they'll be able to click that button and get in contact with you immediately. As you can see, here's your Meet Your Agent tab. In this next screen, what we'll see is how you guys are partnered together in this. So we see the lender, meet your lender. We see the agent, meet your agent. It's showing that you guys are a team here. Here's what it looks like in the scrollability on the app, where we see the lender and the agent, but always letting them know, here's your agent, contact your agent. Here's a little about section that you guys can fill in, your email, your phone number. But we also create a QR code for each individual agent. And this is our digital business card that you guys can utilize on a day-to-day basis. You can save your contact information in your phone so that if you're out, let's say at a bar or a restaurant, talking with someone who's saying like, oh yeah, I'm looking for an agent, but I'm not quite ready to buy, boom, you could pop open this digital business card, have them scan it, and start to capture leads on the fly. All of this built out for you guys immediately. And remember, you're getting notified as soon as someone registers. So you guys can pop this out, have them download it. As soon as they register, you get an email and you can start following up with them there. All right, guys, I'm going to stop sharing. That takes us to our Q&A section. So if there's any questions, please feel free to come off mute. We are happy to help. We've got the CS team on here as well. So loan officers that are already utilizing us and have some hard-hitting questions, please throw them at us.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you're still on. Matt, are you still there?
I'm there.
Stockton. Just a question for you as just opening up this conversation. So you as a realtor in Stockton, what are you doing now for folks that are not ready to transact?
Well, I partnered with Sylvia. She's also on the call. She introduced me to the FinLocker idea. I haven't really jumped into it yet, but working towards that. Really just I have one client specifically that they are not ready. I'm trying to give them advice about how to address their credit needs. They have things in collections and whatnot. So tell them to call the creditor, try to get that taken care of, set up a payment plan and get those items out of collections to try to help their credit score. But really, I'm doing this on my own. I don't have support such as a program like you described.
Yeah, just thinking about that, this is a great place to start testing that. And even like at open houses you do and that kind of thing, you have tire kickers coming through. It's just a great way to bring people, bring them into your ecosystem.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's nice to be able to provide some value to clients as well. That's huge for getting someone's trust. And right now, with the saturation of agents, we need something to gain their trust and get them up, to hopefully work with us.
Yeah, I was just talking to a loan officer actually just earlier this morning, and he was saying, he put a stat that 10% of the agents are doing 90% of the business. So it's great if you're in that 10%, but these are ways to start breaking into it, to building your pipeline. So, and for the other realtors on the call, including yourself, Matt, if you guys, as you start using any of your questions, the FinLocker team is here to help you, even though it's, offered to you for free through the loan officers. We're here to help. And then one more thing, Darren, you joined a little late, but we showed you, buddy, on there. So I was hoping you could just take a few minutes because I think you're kind of the one of our model loan officers in a sense of knowing it wasn't going to be an overnight thing, but have stuff.
No, I mean, we continue to figure out different ways to sell it. And really have those conversations with whether it's a client or the realtor. So we're trying to bring in just people who could really understand the answer no and take no as that's the lead. we're trying to go after the majority of people. The majority of our people say no. The majority of the people aren't ready to do a purchase or refi. So we're trying to use this in absence of that while engaging with people that we would never really engage or follow up with at the same time. So like what happens is like we give out our link, which is on every piece of my marketing that I do, right? The link goes out, and over time, you look at the progress of someone. Like they come in at 510, and the next month they're at 520, and then, you know, they may have done what you told them to do. Now they're at a 590. So like at 590, do you still pull their credit? You know, do you spend the money to do a tri-merge at that point? You know, maybe not. Maybe we try to get them to a better score. We have them simulate now through the system. I mean, all the tools, the home vision, buyer's vision, all those tools really compound. I think definitely for the future, there's no doubt about it, but they compound on like your daily activities too. Right. So you just have to kind of figure out like how to utilize the tool for that right person. Like not every realtor enjoys it, honestly. Like they just don't. I don't know. Like in some realtors, they love to say, hey, connect me with Darren, but I'm trying to teach them like you don't have to call me anymore. Just download their app, like the realtor's app. Like if Cheryl refers it, it's her app. Let her be like the contact on it where they don't need me. I can see it and I can see how it performs, but I'm trying to teach my realtors that angle. Like you don't have to call me on a Saturday afternoon and let me know you got a guy that's going to call me. I mean, in all reality, right? So, and also if you have a 500 credit score and you know it, I really don't want to pull your credit. I want to figure out what the solution is. And yeah, paying off debt sometimes is a solution, but also getting added on as authorized user is a solution. And there's tons of guesswork. So no matter what, I think there's a little bit of guesswork, but if I could take a lot of the guesswork out of it and try to go after like the facts, like now, okay, so you call me back and you're like, hey, Darren, I got added on as an authorized user, exactly what you told me. Now what do? You sit and you wait for the rotation for the card to hit the guy's credit, but you don't know, right? So this will just tell you. This tells you when it's going to hit. This gives you those updates, you know, and you have the access to go and now look at it through the buyer's vision. You can see that creditor that you added is there now. And just those little things throughout the day help you. They save you time. They get you clients. People love the engagement. They like the FinLocker engagement way more than they love like the total mortgage engagement. And we do an awesome job at getting in front of people. Like we come in and we have apps taken, docs uploaded, and we never even talk to the person. So like we know we have those abilities. This just does something, I think, a little bit more personal. It's communicative it communicates with the people rather than just kind of like quoting it or like sending out a generic email, you know, but you got to be in it. There's not a lot of technology that I just say, oh yeah, this is just so great. It's just going to make you $1 million. It just doesn't, there's nothing that works that way. So like, why not use a tool that can engage you long-term? It works with the people that you'll never follow up with. And then like over a certain amount of time, when you start adding names to it, it like spits you back names every day. Like every day I walk in and I got 1 or 2 new names to call. You know, you got to just kind of trust in the process and find the right realtor that's really willing to go out there and like, man, it's on my phone. It's right here. That's where it is. Boom. I don't have to do anything more than that. It scans. It comes right up on their phone. Everybody who does it. It's on every single piece of my marketing, my advertising, anywhere to where you turn, this QR code is there. And I think just getting people used to that model, you know, I come after the crappy credit people. That's just kind of those are my peoples. It is what it is. So this kind of works perfect for that, but you really got to use it. And it's one of those things that forget about the cost. It just works for itself and it's something for life. So
Darren, you bring a good point. I think as a loan officer, it's like, it feels like people are always looking for the set it and forget it technology, and that's not even a real thing, you know, like being able to say, hey, this is just going to do itself, because there's work you guys need to do. And that's a really good point, is once you start really building the trust with these clients, and they start seeing the success here, it does start to work for itself. But in the beginning, you have to be living and breathing the app and
you just
getting
got to spend 3 minutes with them and get them to enroll. That's really all you got to do. So instead of spending 40 minutes with somebody who can't get a mortgage, just spend 3 minutes with them, get them to enroll, and you'll have a client for life, like for real, 100%.
Well, to further support that, I was just running your numbers, Darren. You say spend 3 minutes to get someone to register. Darren, you have about an 80% 90-day return rate, meaning that people are consistently coming back within every 90 days that have registered for the app.
And I think a lot of that's because we work it. Like we tell them what to do, right? We wait for that update. we're like sitting here, ancient eating. Did it hit? Did it hit? Did it hit? Did it hit? Like when before this, we never knew. We just pull the credit, and if it didn't hit on one, we'd wait a few days, and then we'd pull it with the other credit. So you're in for $200 right there, just guessing. And this just takes that out of it. Like it just takes everything that you have to guess. And I can just imagine how much thousands of dollars that Total Mortgage is saving between my team of not having to guess the credit reports anymore. I mean, truthfully, just that alone. I mean, forget about like the long-term awesome effect it could have because you plant seeds and you build it. But if you're paying for your credits, this is the savior here, man. I mean, this is it right here. This saves you for sure. We pull tri-merges. We're spending $100 on the pre-qual, and then we pull credit reports, another 100, right? So for one borrower, just on a pre-approval, you could spend $300, So this definitely will help you with that. There's no doubt about it. Even on the smallest scale, and you just use it for the people that you're going to pull the credit for, it will help you. One guy, it will save you your money back. 1 month, promise you. You'll find one guy to save money. Oh, that guy's got a 500. Perfect. Now you just saved $100. Move on. Definitely a money saver.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Awesome, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining. If there are any specific questions, you can always reach out to us. Our CS team can answer anything that you guys have. If someone on our team will just throw in the emails so that they have it. But reach out to us. Let us know if there's any questions, any comments. We're always happy to chat with you guys. So thanks so much for joining, and I hope you guys have a great day, great week.
Could you just clarify what things they'll have access to as far as with a profile, with the client's profile, like what things they'll actually have access to and what things they won't be able to see? I don't want anybody to be confused about that.
Yeah, of course. So on that screen that we were showing at the agent alerts, so the agent will have access to certain alerts that are going to pertain to the home search process, the registration process. So the alerts today that are going to agents is the registration of the app. If that user selects ready to buy, so like highlighting themselves as someone ready to move forward. If they start a search property, the agent will be notified. If they favorite properties, the agent will be notified. If their consumers enroll their property for valuation, then the agent gets notified there. So those are going to be the biggest notifications that happen to the agent. There's not a portal for the agents, by the way, guys. So there's not like a login where you guys can review this information. It's just coming to you via your inbox so that you can make decisions from there. Sylvia, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and just to be clear, do they get credit notifications like when the credit goes up? They don't actually get those, right? They have no access to the details of that.
Correct. So an agent is not going to get notified as the credit is changing on that consumer. That's where that partnership comes into play, where the loan officer can update the agent as to the progression that's happening. But what we do is we keep that financial information in front of the individual that needs to know the financial information for that consumer to progress.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for just clarifying that.
Yep, of course. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks a ton for joining. Reach out to us if you have any questions, but we look forward to seeing you guys soon.